My name is Aonghus McAnally, and I've been playing billiards since I was 13. In fact, I have an extraordinarily interesting record, which is I am the 1971 Irish Boys Billiards Champion, under 16. And you know, many people entered that year. One, nobody else entered, so I won unopposed. So I am the 1971 Irish Billiards Boys Champion. And I started playing with my dad, and I absolutely loved it. Then I stopped playing for 20 or 30 years, and then I came back at it. And it's one of the things I love about billiards is that no matter what age you are, there's a guy in Jersey, Bert Sawyer, and he's 93, I think, and he's still playing. So I started playing, and I love it. I find it an easier game to play than snooker. I love the variety of shots in it, and I love the people that I've met over the years travelling the world. And then a few years ago, I joined the board of World Billiards to try and expand the game and to run it. So I both play and I do tournament director as well. And it's so fulfilling. I absolutely love it. Well, I've been very privileged to play the great players. I mean, I've been hammered by people like Peter Gilchrist and David Cosier. I did have one wonderful moment in Carlow a few years ago when Mike Russell, who's just, what an incredible cueist he was, but he had been delayed flying into Ireland, so he missed one of his matches, so he didn't qualify for the main competition. So he was in the challenge competition, which was bizarre for Mike Russell to be in that. But I managed to have a 95 break against him before he had scored. So I was going to take a picture of the scoreboard, you know, Aonghus McAnally, 95, Mike Russell, 0. Of course, then he knocked in about 3 centuries after that. But I enjoyed that moment of notoriety for a little while, that I almost was leading against Mike Russell. I think for me, one of the great things about billiards is the challenge to improve yourself. And when you look at the great players, when you see Peter Gilchrist, Rob Hall, Dave Cosier, Peter Sheehan, Martin Goodwill, all these guys, they make it look so easy. And it looks almost boring because they have these wonderful little repetitive fixtures and fittings that they do. The frustration and the challenge of trying to get yourself to do that. So I'm very privileged to have a table in the house, so I can do 20 minutes while I put on a cup of tea or when I'm cooking the dinner, come in and do it. So, but the challenge for me is to try and improve and to be the best I can. It took me 20 or 30 years of playing to eventually get my first century. And it was an incredible feeling. And if I never do another one, at least I can say, I did it. But I love it. I would play all day, every day if I could. I think anybody who has any interest in cue sports should definitely think about playing billiards, because it has helped me so much in snooker. When you're playing a cannon where your ball hits one ball and goes off and hits the other ball, I use that concept in my head to both lay snookers and to get out of snookers. It gives you an incredible knowledge of the angles off the cushion. And I think every snooker player should play a bit of billiards, and it would greatly help their knowledge of the angles. And I've certainly found that my ability to get out of snookers and to lay snookers has been hugely helped by my knowledge of the angles in billiards, particularly, as I said, when you're playing a cannon. It's invaluable. For me, playing billiards, I'm a realist. I know that I will have a reasonable amateur level of mediocrity. I will have wonderful moments where I might surge up to an 80 break or a 90 break, and then I'll fall down into being delighted to have 30s and 40s and 50s. I don't care. I love both the challenge of playing to the highest level possible, but for me, the social event of being with people who are similarly in terms of the status of the game. And what I love is that the camaraderie is there. There are friends that you mightn't see for a year or 2 years. You walk back in and it's a shared interest. You don't have to explain yourself. And also, if you're a bit of a nerd about billiards and you're talking about, did you see that shot and this shot? People understand and they accept. They're non-judgmental. We're all mad and we all love it. It's fantastic. I think we've been unbelievably fortunate to be able to play here at Landywood Snooker Club. Paul Lloyd has done an extraordinary job. To see a club with 12 tables, each of which is absolutely pristine and playing to the very highest standard possible. It reminds me of being in show business when you go on tour and you go into a place and you say, what was it like? The theatre was lovely, the dressing room was awful, there was a mirror but no toilet. Then you go to the next place, the theatre was a bit awful, but there was a luxurious dressing room, and you're ticking boxes and there's 6 or 7 out of 10 all the time. Here is 10 out of 10. Everything you could wish for, the quality of playing, the quality of the staff, the food, the ambience, the welcome. It literally ticks every box. So we are blessed and thrilled and honoured to be here, and I hope we keep coming back year after year.